I think a lot can be learned about life and about business and about entrepreneurship from the scientific method, right?
Yeah.
Because the scientist is trying to, they have a hypothesis and then they're seeking the thing that disproves their hypothesis, right? So
Mhm.
I think here's the mechanism. What could stand in the way of that? Let's see if we can find that. And if we can't, then the hypothesis still holds, right?
Mhm.
Very abstract, but the way that I appreciate and I view it, I try to do this myself, but I view it in you. We were working on a large project recently. There were errors reported to us in one of our deliverables. And instead of rationalizing why we were right, Tim got on the line and said, tell me everything that's wrong, and
Yeah.
immediately addressed everything. And we were seeking the error. You were seeking the error in your work in order to optimize it. And I don't observe that out in the real world often. Can you comment on how exciting it is for you to find errors in order to be better?
Yeah, I love being wrong. Being wrong is like the best thing on the face of the planet because it means I can learn stuff. And that sounds kind of ridiculous when I say it out loud, but i if you're delivering something or you're trying to teach somebody something and you yourself have a wrong understanding, you're probably one, blind to that, and two, when something comes up like that, what happened last week or the week before, where it was like, hey, there's this data set smells funny. There's some weird, I think there's something wrong. And I was like, well, that's entirely possible because I am a person. So I would love for you to tell me what's wrong so that we can see if it's actually wrong or if your understanding is wrong. Because it's equally plausible that the other person is viewing it has context that they're viewing something and they think it should be a certain way, but the numbers are what they are. And I think that the scientific method, science nowadays, I think leans a little too heavy in like trusting the experts and in tradition. And we've had these theories for 50, 60 years that they're right. We've proved them multiple times. But when new evidence gets introduced to anything that you're doing, or it's kind of heady, but when new evidence gets introduced to whatever your hypothesis is that disproves what you're thinking, that is an opportunity to grow. And that's an opportunity to understand further. And so it's exciting to me when I'm approached and it's like, you're wrong. Because it's like, well, yeah, that's that I'm not infallible. I'm not a super genius. Like I think even if you were to go back in time and talk to Albert Einstein or like super famous scientists, Sigmund Freud, people like that, they would be like, I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong about most of what I'm talking about, but I have a really good analysis and a really good understanding of what I'm talking about. So I may be wrong in some things, but I'm right in other things. And the goal is to be right in more things and get the wrong things corrected over time. I agree with Brian Cox in that it's the most fulfilling piece of the scientific method is going, crap, my hypothesis is wrong. And now you have to iterate your experiment again.
You get to
You get to.
it's a scientist loves working
Research.
toward truth, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like I'm not done. There's more to do. And
Yeah.
What you just mentioned is that like science now is about reinforcing the paradigm, but the scientific method is about shattering the paradigm
Yeah.
in pursuit of truth.
Yeah.
And it was exciting to me to see a real world example of that in your work. And I think that's what we try to do in general, you know?
Yeah. If we're not seeking truth, you're not seeking the right thing. Like the only way we get better as people, as businesses, as groups, whatever, as society, is we are honest and transparent with each other. Because you can't grow in a sustainable way if you're lying about what you're trying to do. If your house is built on sand, it's going to fall apart. Um, and that's why truth seeking is so important. And so that quote's awesome because I seek truth and beauty in all things. And I see truth and beauty as like this weird intertwined thing. And that sounds really ethereal and really like, oh, but truth and beauty is a concept in art. Those two things being intertwined because what is true is beautiful and what is beautiful is true.